Welcome to Riverside Park, Yankton, on the banks of the Missouri River for the 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup Final. It's the 15th edition of this event, and today we'll be featuring the Recurve competitions. It's just a few weeks since the delayed Olympic Games concluded and just days since the World Championships finished here in Yankton. Now it's time for the season finale. On the 70-metre range, the weather conditions not too bad at the moment. The wind's not blowing, but there is a threat of rain. It's a little dreary. Very English-like weather. As I said, we are focused today on the Recurve competitions, and in this first of two live sessions, we'll be bringing you the competition from the Recurve women's quarterfinals right the way through to presenting the medals. Well, we have an Elite 8 here in the competition. As you see the rain falling, let's go and take a quick look at the competitors.
Deepika Kumari, India.
Yelena Oskova, Russian Federation. Casey Kaufhold, USA.
Lisa Unruh, Germany.
Ana Paula Vázquez, Mexico. Svetlana Gamboeva, Russian Federation. Mackenzie Brown, United States of America.
Michelle Kroppen, Germany.
Well, a mixture of youth and experience in a great lineup, and we're going to get straight to it. I'm Karen Bashir, and joining me for this session is world number 1 from Great Britain, Nikki Hunt. Nikki, despite the dreary conditions, we are expecting a massive competition here.
Yeah, the depth of this field is incredible. 8 amazing women, so it's going to be a really tough one to see who can take the gold.
Well, straight into the action here. Deepika Kumari, the world number 2, ranked number 1 for this competition, put straight into the brackets, is 27 years old. Now, she didn't qualify for the World Championships recently, and she goes up against the world number 6, Svetlana Gamboeva, who's 23 years old and just collected an Olympic team silver in Tokyo. Nikki, Kumari not qualifying for the Worlds. The Indian qualification was just after the Olympic Games.
Yeah, it's a really strange one. You know, all the other women here have already competed at this event this week, so is she at a disadvantage?
Or is a rest as good as a break? We're about to find out. Deepika Kumari up against Svetlana Gamboeva. This the first of the women's Recurve quarterfinals. Nikki, before we get into this, we've been watching compound archery, which is a cumulative score, a bit easier to understand. Just explain the set system on Recurve archery.
Okay, so Recurve individual is the best of 5 sets. Each archer shooting 3 arrows per set, alternately. Highest score is going to win the set with 2 points. If they draw, 1 point each. So if you get to 6, you will win. If it's 5 all, we'll go to the tie.
Just outside the 10 ring. So 27 is beatable. Gamboeva needs a 10 to secure both set points. She goes into the 9 for a 27 herself. So the first set is shared. 1 set point apiece. Gamboeva making a little bit of a change there.
See Tanu Das in the box for Kumari, her husband.
Gamboeva knows the camera's looking at her, the Russian coach. If I'm right in thinking, didn't Das and Kumari achieve something quite special this season?
They did indeed at the third World Cup in Paris. They took mixed team gold, which I think might have been the first time we've had a gold medal from a married couple.
Husband and wife, very good. Well, he's here to support Dakota on her campaign, sharing the points in the first set. As we take a look back over that. There was a little bit of an adjustment there. Nikki, before we get started into the second set, how much does the rain make a difference?
Yeah, it can make a bit of a difference. Sometimes it's more about the tab, so the bit of leather they're using their fingers, slowing things down, rain getting into the bowstring, things like that, but make a little adjustment. Probably going to go a little bit low.
Time for the second set here in Yankton. Kumari versus Gombayeva in the quarterfinals.
Still going high, making that adjustment. Good grouping.
So the door opens here. Kamari can put this out of reach with a third 9. She's popped it into the 8, which leaves things open for Gombayeva. She will need a 10 though, just to share the points. Well, 24 in these tricky conditions is pretty good, but not enough when your opponent scores 26. Down to the rain or down to process there?
I think probably process. There only seems to be a little bit of rain. They're going to get used to that. Once you've kind of adjusted your sight for it, it's not then really going to change. You might see the archers sort of blocking the bowstring just before they start their 3 arrows, just to get any rain off the limbs and things like that, again, which might slow it down slightly. But yeah, they've kind of adjusted the conditions now.
We take a look back over that, and a rueful smile from Svetlana there, looking at that arrow that dropped low into the 7. Will there be use of towels and stuff? Because I'm guessing that things will get a little slippy.
Yeah, just to keep your hands dry, particularly that front hand going into the bow. You want to keep that dry, and you don't want the rain getting in there and slipping at all.
Kamari's 3-1 up. And we go into the third set here. The Russian Gombayeva will shoot first. See quite different in the way both these archers place their fingers on the string. Kamari, much more of an angle, that bottom finger tip only just on the string. Svetlana, a bit more traditional, all 3 fingers playing the role. Well, perfect round from Dakota Kumari there to really cement her lead. A perfect score in these conditions is pretty special, isn't it, Nikki?
Absolutely, great shooting. She's taking her time really to get her sight right, to get into that 10, but she's looking really comfortable. Her shots have got nice timing, so what I mean by that is the length of time they're spending at full draw before the clicker drops and they shoot the arrow.
Not quite the same story over the other side of the shooting line.
Yeah, nothing apparent, you know, nothing crazy going wrong, but just, again, not finding the middle as much as she would like. Maybe the nerves are getting to them a little bit. I mean, there's so much on the line, the biggest ever prize pot World Archery have ever given.
Well, they step back up to what looks like a very slippery shooting line. 5-1 lead for Dakota Kumari. Gombayeva will shoot first in the fourth, and she has to win this set to stay in the competition. That's her first 10.
Nicely timed shots, looking solid.
Well, there you go. That is the points for Gombayeva here. She set a target that's not achievable by Kumari. Gets it into the 10 in the end. Important in preparation for the next set. But a good performance there from Gombayeva. The first two arrows from Kumari grouped pretty well together, suggesting perhaps it wasn't the shooting and the execution that was the problem, it was the aim.
Yeah, really nice group, a little bit high left. I mean, she started up there, didn't she, at the beginning of the match, and seemed to get it all sorted on the last set, but just gone up there again. You know, conditions-wise, doesn't look too bad, so where there was a slight tweak in her technique, you know, that put them up there.
We'll take a look back over the arrows of that fourth set, knowing now that we will go into a fifth. Kumari has the security, I suppose, that she can't lose it in the next set, but if she doesn't win a single point in the next set, it will go to a one-arrow shoot-off. So being 5-1 up, may well be thinking, oh, I've given this one away here. 3 more arrows, set number 5 of this quarter-final. Gombayeva will shoot first against Dakota Kumari of India.
See a little bit of shaking, a little bit of nerves. Kumari looks solid, a little bit longer hold. Again up in that group, high left.
Good pressure. Gombayeva needs to put a big one down. Just hits her own arrow and clips into the 9 for a 28. So can Kumari do this in the regulation 5 set? She needs a 9. She gets a 9, and that is enough for the win for India's Dakota Kumari. She goes through 6-4. Level on points in that final set, but she'd done enough in the preceding sets to ensure that was good enough for her. A 6-4 winner, and she's into the semi-finals here in Yankton. And there we go, confirmation from the target judge of the scores. A respectful fist bump from between the pair. And Kumari will rock on into the semi-finals here at the Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals of 2021. We'll take a look back there. Gombayeva made a fist of it in the fourth to pull herself back into this, but she just fell too far behind, didn't she?
Yeah, she just didn't really seem to get going somehow, and always trailing all the way through. Had a glimpse of hope in that last one, but Kumari just shot so much better. She didn't look happy there, did she? When she came off the line, she kind of looked pretty unhappy about things. I think she knows she's going to have to step it up now in that semi-final.
Yeah, she certainly will have to do that. Disappointment for Svetlana Gombayeva. She was searching to become the third Russian to claim a medal in the recurve division at the Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals. It was bronze for Natalia Denieva in 2007 and a silver for Ksenia Kareva in 2017. That opportunity has gone for Gombayeva. Kumari, of course, silver medalist 4 times before in 2011, 12, 13 and 15. Looking for the big upgrade here in Yankton. Time now for the second recurve women's quarter-final here at the Hyundai 2021 World Archery Cup Final. Season finale sees Mexico go up against Russia in this quarter-final. Time for this quarter-final here at the season-ending show in Yankton, South Dakota. The world number 4, Elena Osipova, shooting for the Russian Archery Federation. She's 28 years old and she's going up against one of the new sensations in the recurve women's field. World number 19 at the moment, but climbing rapidly. It's the 20-year-old Ana Vasquez. Anna, one of your favourites, Nikki.
Young and full of fire and energy, great to watch.
Time for the quarterfinals, and it will be Osipova to get us underway. That's a pretty good start.
Conditions look like they've improved a little bit. Doesn't look like there's any rain coming down just now.
And do you think that Osipova would have had some tips from her compatriot who was in the first quarterfinal?
Yeah, potentially. You know, when you come off a practice venue and into the main arena, sometimes your sight mark is a little bit different, which we probably saw on that first match. So, yeah, passing that on to your compatriots is a good idea.
Well, just like that, there's an opportunity here for Sipifer to steal the first 2 set points. A little bit of a grimace, but that will be enough. A 28 is not achievable for Vasquez. So first 2 set points going to the Russian. Quick shooting as well.
Yeah, good timing from both, you know, keeping those arrows moving. So in Recurve, it's very dynamic, very much about movement. So you can notice that they've got a clicker, a draw length indicator. And the idea is you keep on moving that arrow through all times until the clicker drops and then they release.
Oh, got a good here on what the target judge was saying there as we look back across those arrows. Anything spotting there? I mean, you saw that Vasquez wasn't so comfortable. It didn't look like there was anything wrong with her execution though.
No, it looked a fairly good shot. She just looked slightly disappointed with it. I think she knew what her error was, looking back at the coach just to confirm. So she's got to come back strong here.
We're trailing by 2 set points. Nails painted appropriately for the occasion with the national flag of Mexico. Ana Vasquez will shoot first in this second set.
Anna was instrumental in her team Mexico qualifying at one of the last opportunities for the Tokyo Games.
Aisha Hassan teaming up with Ida Rahman, who was the last Mexican to get a medal at this competition, taking gold in 2014 in Lausanne. The 25 target set there from Vasquez is more than gettable. And despite the 8, that is enough. And there is the smile of someone in control. Sipova 4-0 up after 6 arrows and can do this in 9. How much, I'm not sure if the pleasure is the right word, how much satisfaction does an archer get, a recurve archer get, completing a match in just 9 arrows? Is it something you aspire to?
I think sometimes, especially on days like this where we're going all the way from the quarters, the semis and then the final, you know, to complete a match 6-0 is just nice because it's less effort, you know, less time spent out there on the finals field. It's, you know, physically and mentally this is quite stressful. There's a lot on the line, they want to win. So yeah, to come away with a 6-0 win is a kind of a nice, definitely a nice thing going into the next round.
Yeah, I mean, the money element of it does add to the tension, of course, but are the archers here for the money or they're here for the trophy?
Both, definitely. But, you know, this is probably the biggest, well, apart from Las Vegas, the indoor shoot, I mean, this is probably the second biggest money shoot there is out there. There's a lot at stake, and a lot of these archers are full-time archers, and, you know, this helps fund them through their seasons.
Good point. Vasquez making a very late change on her sight there. As we go into the third set, she has to win the points in this set.
Both dropping a little low. Again, just looking at conditions, look at those flags behind the archers, just a little bit there. Bit of movement. Osipova just looks so much more in control. I think a high 8 there was just behind her first arrow.
Chance for Vasquez to put this out of reach. She needs a 10. Oh, just gone over the other side for a 27. So, can't be won in 3. That goes for the 8 and a 25. So, Vasquez is on the scoreboard. She gets the set points in set number 3. There was a chance there for Osipova to share them with a 10, but she went just a bit too far, didn't she?
Yeah, her worst end so far. Sometimes I think archers, when they're 4-0 up, perhaps start to think about, oh, could win this match. And quite often we see that 4-0 disappear and the opponent takes some points. So Vasquez will be happy to get herself on that scoreboard. You've got to remember, you know, she's here in place of Ansan, who gave up her place. Ansan won the wild card place. She won the Olympic Games, but she said that she didn't want to take the place here. She hadn't competed on the World Cup stage this year and wanted that place to go to someone who had.
Yeah, and San from Korea. Made history in Tokyo, as you say, Nikki, 3 gold medals. But Vasquez was very gracious at the draw a couple of evenings ago, commenting on what class that showed from the 3-time Olympic champion San, giving up a place where 25,000 Swiss francs, the prize pot for the gold medalist here. Vasquez has got herself back into this in the 3rd. She shoots first in the 4th, still trailing by 2, and a little grimace there gave us a clue of what was going to come 70 meters down the range.
She's got good form, nice posture. These are only tiny errors. You can hardly see why these differences are being made, but you can remember they're shooting over 70 meters.
So a 9 will do it for Osipova. She gets it into the 9, and that is 27 points in the 4th set, and she takes this match 6-2. So where Gombayeva could not progress, Vasquez has been overdone by Osipova. Osipova for the Russian Archery Federation through to the semi-finals, where she'll face Dakota Kumari. We just had confirmation of the scores from the target judge, and there he is confirming Elena Osipova going through to the semi-finals here in Yankton. A 6-2 winner over Anna Vasquez. And Osipova leaves open the chance to become the 3rd Russian recurve woman to get a medal at the Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals. Well, there was a bit of anguish in there for Anna Vasquez, but Elena Osipova, apart from a little bit of a dip in the 3rd, looked really good, didn't she?
Yeah, she really did. Shown her class. She came away from Tokyo with those double silver medals and, you know, just the better arch on the day. Ana Vasquez, I'm sure, the 19-year-old is going to do well in the coming years and keep coming up, and I'm sure she'll want to get back to this event in the future.
She absolutely will. Top half of the draw is sorted out then. Kumari will face Osipova in the semi-finals. Coming up very shortly, the second two quarterfinals.
Later today, we'll have a stellar group of gentlemen join us for the Recurve men's category this afternoon, including Brady Ellison, who's hoping to take his 6th trophy home, Hyundai Archery World Cup circuit. Martin Nestor, the Olympic silver medalist from the Tokyo Games. Other stellar shooters include Benedict Goss, the champion of the Tokyo Olympic Games. One of the really outstanding shooters from the USA, Jack Williams, will be facing Luke Sanchez of Spain. All of that will be coming up this afternoon as we continue with the women's recurve competition here in Yankton. And now, please welcome the coaches and judges to quarterfinal number 3. Here coming athletes will field of play for this Recurve women's quarterfinal match.
Well, here we go. Quarter-final number 3 here. The Yankton 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup final. And we're going to see age versus experience. Germany versus the USA.
Representing Germany, Michelle Ropen. Shooting on target number 2, representing the United States of America, Casey Cottle.
Well, you can hear the support for the teenage sensation Casey Kaufhold, just 17 years old, ranked 13th in the world, just took the silver medal at the World Championships, goes up against a little bit more of experience in the German Michelle Kroppen, who's the world number 14 at 25 years old and has just come back from Tokyo with a team bronze medal at the Olympic Games. So both riding high at the moment. Kaufhold on home soil. So Kroppen will get this quarterfinal underway. The German facing the American Kaufhold.
Opening arrow for Michelle is enough.
Make an adjustment, be happy with the shot, get your sight moved, get the next one in the middle. Yeah, a bit of movement from Kroppen, nerves in there.
It's a 9 for the Olympic bronze ski medalist of Tokyo 2020, Michelle Kroppen.
Casey should be feeling fairly confident with her outings here already on this stage at the World Championships a few days ago.
She shoots without fear, doesn't she, the 17-year-old? Three nines mean that Kroppen will go into the second set with a 2-point lead. Left-hander finally finds the centre of the target and the support getting behind her. Very different styles, these two, very different processes.
Yeah, Casey looks like she's kind of leaning forward a little bit on the shot, slightly different stance. I mean, that gives quite a lot of clearance in terms of the string. on the body, so can work really well. I think she works a bit with Kisik Lee at the US training centre as well, so perhaps something that's come from there.
You see that lean forwards. That was the first arrow. Not happy with that for obvious reasons. There is a little bit of a lean with Croppen as well, but in particular the start of her draw is quite unique.
Yeah, every archer can draw in their own kind of style. The only exception to that is obviously the high draw. You don't want to have that front arm leading. The arrow must remain parallel to the ground.
Well, a 2-set point to 0 lead for Croppen means Kaufold will shoot first in the second set.
Longer hold, bit of shaking, just struggling to commit to the shot and get that arrow through the clicker.
Needs a big one here to put some kind of pressure on the German. Big opportunity to get a big lead here. She's actually pulled out of that a little bit. Oh, and an 8 is enough for a 27. What on earth happened there?
I think it's just the nerves getting to her. She's struggling to get through that clicker. So sometimes when you're under a lot of pressure, your brain's sort of telling you, you know, just be careful. Don't want to commit. And she's just slowing down and struggling to get through. So she got to a point where she would normally, in any other scenario, have come down and restarted the shot. But they only get 20 seconds to shoot that arrow. So she didn't have time to start again properly. She quickly realised that and just had to commit to the shot and got away with it, really.
She certainly did. A very smile on the face of Casey Kaufold as well. And the arrows being retrieved. A real moment here for Michelle Croppen. Look at that. She's absolutely trembling with the tension there.
Yeah, you can see, you know, she decided in her mind that I need to come down. I'm up too long, I'm shaking, but then quickly realised, I haven't got time, keep going.
Well, here we go for set number 3. Croppen had a minor scare there, but she's 4-0 up. Casey Kaufold will shoot first in the third. We're getting the biggest cheer of the lot today with that 10 to start off with, but matched by Croppen.
Again, just a quick reset. Trying to calm myself. The nerves here, exceptional.
Right, best set of the lot so far for Kaufold. A 29 can get matched here. She's pulled that out for a 7, and things are getting a little bit shaky here. Nikki, the start of Croppen's draw, she has a very deliberate raise of the bow, and it is quite controlled and quite slow, and that obviously is her process, but it's eating in so much time.
I think the main thing is she's just trying to settle herself down, isn't she, as well? And I think it was that second arrow we saw her sort of almost start and then think, right, just one more deep breath before I go. Then that 20 seconds, you know, is not a lot of time. Some archers will wait and wait to really put the pressure on themselves because she's struggling to commit at the moment. She's full draw a long time. So if she does actually use up a bit more of the time at the beginning, that forces her to make the shot. And maybe that's what she needs.
Well, starting to show cracks. I think that, you know, the where she is at the moment, the longer this match goes on, the more chance Calfold has. She's got back 2, and you keep saying it, 4-0 up. Archers can be known to relax a little too much. Start of the 4th. Calfold has found the middle of the target.
Really starting to get in the groove now, isn't she? Getting that confidence back. Putting the pressure on Kroppen. Again, a pause, a couple of deep breaths. Got to calm herself.
Well, the writing has been on the wall since the second set. Huge opportunity for Calfold. Well, now, it doesn't really matter. It's marked as a 9 for a measure, but a 29 is going to be more than enough for Calfold to draw level. Now, interestingly, firstly, that was a quicker shot, and secondly, Kroppen's coach has been calling the countdown from 5 until that last arrow, when she started at 10.
Yeah, I think the pressure on that last arrow for her was off, wasn't it? You know, she knew the set was over, so she managed to calm herself, and that's exactly what she needed. She needed to give herself a good feeling, a good chance now to get back into this final set. You know, she had it all, and she just got so nervous, it's going away from her. So she's got to recover herself.
Target number 1, 969.
Well, I'll take a look back over that set. The first arrow setting the tone. Taken her, as you say, a while to get into it, but she is there. But maybe that last arrow is a little bit of a fillip for Kroppen to get going again in this 5th, the final regulation at least, set. So gone 4-0 up, the German, being pegged back to 4 apiece. We go into the 5th. Now, all the heebie-jeebies still going to be with the German archer.
She looked more calm and collected, didn't she? Less of the shaking. Got that shot away. Looks like Casey's just checking over a bow, perhaps something just buzzed on that shot. Nerves are creeping back in.
This is an important arrow though for Calfold. She needs to get herself back into this with a big number. Just clipping the 9. So this can be done now. A 9 required. She's popped it into the 9, and that is now ungettable. And there is the reaction to that. She had a massive wobble in sets 3 and 4. Calfold fought back bravely, but in the end it's not been enough, and Michelle Kroppen will go through to the semi-finals with a 6-4 victory. A warm hug of congratulations from Casey Calfold. Michelle Kroppen has a little bit of time to work out how she is going to navigate her way through the semi-finals, but at least she is there, the German, carries on here in Yankton. We take a look back over that third quarterfinal. Calfold starting with an 8 and a 9, and that 9 was the one that pushed Kroppen through, but not after a big scare in the previous 6 arrows. Kroppen through. Now we wait to see who she faces in the semi-finals here in Yankton. Time now for the last of the quarterfinals in the Recurve women's competition here at the 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup final. And it's another case of Germany versus the USA.
Shooting on target number 1, representing Germany, Olympic medalist Lisa Unruh. Shooting on target number 2, representing the United States of America, Olympic finalist Mackenzie Brown.
Well, Lisa Unruh is 33 years old, Olympic team bronze medalist from Tokyo, and world number 11. Mackenzie Brown, 26-year-old American, world number 5, perhaps the hungriest in the field for this one. She did make it through to the Olympic semi-finals, lost there and then lost in the bronze medal playoff. So no season-ending trophy just yet from Mackenzie Brown. She'll be hungry for this for sure. Place in the semi-finals up for grabs. Mackenzie Brown of the USA will get this quarterfinal underway against Lisa Unruh.
As soon as Mackenzie Brown picked up her bow, I think she made a little slight adjustment up to base on information in case seen the match before. A little bit of a side anchor from Mackenzie, just on the right side of her face. Lisa more central.
So 10 required to share the points. And she does indeed get a 10. So all square. Any giveaways there, Nikki?
I think they're both looking strong coming into this, aren't they? You know, the two very experienced archers. Lisa, a bronze medalist back in Rio, and Mackenzie getting to the final 4 in Tokyo. So they've both been there, they've both done it before. It's just a case of who can shoot the best on the day, and you know, these set systems, this head-to-head system is, you know, just life or death right there.
A bit of reaction there from Mackenzie Brown with her first arrow. Perhaps thinking that was going to fall a little bit lower than that. That 10 actually saved her a point. Unruh giving away very little. Trying to just keep their nerves in check. Stay calm. One apiece. So it will be Brown to shoot first again in the second set.
There it is. X. Good shot.
A little difference you can see in the setup of these two. Lisa shooting her twin rods much lower down on the bow. Fairly unusual. The German team have often played with rods, even swinging bars from lower down on the bow. Mackenzie shooting a more traditional setup.
So can she make it a perfect and get all the points in this second set? Oh, it's up into the 8, and that's left the door open. All of a sudden, Unruh can grab the points here. Needs a 10. Gets 9. Big opportunity for the pair of them there. Not capitalised on. 28 are the best they can put down the range at the moment. 2 set points apiece.
Important just to check the arrows. They might be coming back with a little bit of foam from the target. And if you imagine pulling that arrow through your clicker, you know, if you get to a point where there's a little bit of foam on there, you could get a feeling that you don't want. You want them to be lovely and smooth and just run through that clicker without a problem.
Just a little bit jittery on that last shot. Mackenzie Brown went high, and that's the reaction from Unruh when a 10 would have given her both set points. All square after 2 at 2 apiece. Mackenzie Brown will get the third set underway.
Mackenzie shooting a very open stance and see her feet on the line. Look at the difference now between the pair. Mackenzie at the angle, Lisa square.
26 is a beatable target. An 8 to take a 4-2 lead. And she gets a 9. It's enough. It's another 28. And perhaps Mackenzie Brown will be thinking those are points dropped. Unruh will happily take them. She leads 4-2. Well, it all came down to the first arrow in that set from Mackenzie Brown. Anything you spotted?
Nothing particularly. Let's have a look back here. Maybe just easing off the pressure a little bit before the release. Perhaps a tiny little movement, but these are such fine things at this level. But this one, look at the back elbow, just keep it moving around nicely. Good follow through. I think the first one, as I say, maybe a slight tiny movement before it went off.
Solid from Unruh. Annoyed though that her grouping was just a bit over to the left. Mackenzie Brown begins her fight back with a 9.
All looking pretty still and solid with Lisa. Mackenzie nodding her head after that first one. Looked like she found the shot that she wants.
Brown needs a big shot here. It's another 9 for a 27. So Unruh in with a big chance here of making it through for an all-German semi-final. She popped it into the 8 and only able to share the points there. 5-3, still in control, but a big opportunity gone.
Yeah, a little wry smile as she came back to the coach, knowing that she could have finished it all up, and she's going to have to go out there again, but she's got the advantage. 5-3 up. Mackenzie has to win this next one outright.
Well, there you go, 10-9-8. It's interesting though, that's the first 8 we've seen from Unruh in the entire match. Is that telling of the pressure, or was it just a mistake?
I think so. You know, tiny little bit of nerves, tiny little bit of shaking. Again, we know what's at stake here. Massive prize pot and the glory of having that World Cup final, you know, podium. So they want to be up there. That, you know, she's got to get these arrows at least to a tie.
Well, Mackenzie Brown has managed to keep this one alive into the 5th set. She trails 5-3, so will shoot first, and Kroppen just has to match her. Mackenzie Brown's job now is to put down some big scores.
Didn't look that happy with that, making the gold, but she's going to need some 10s here. They're so different in their anchor points. You look at Mackenzie, as I said before, sort of the side anchor, ankle on the tip of her nose, just onto the lips.
Yep, there it is. Give me one more.
So it looks like she has a more solid sort of reference into her chin.
Brown with a big arrow here. It's out of her reach. That might have clipped the line. It's marked as a 10 here, but a 9 to win, because matching Mackenzie Brown is all she has to do. And a 9 it is. So 29 apiece. Unruh has done enough provisionally, but they are going to go and have a look at this. That was why there was a little look of shock on the face of Lisa Unruh. She thought it was all done and dusted. Mackenzie Brown has put on her face mask, suggesting that it's all done. Goes over to shake hands as well. They are waiting, as they should, for confirmation, and there it is from the target judge. There's no doubt in the archers' minds, and a very warm hug from Mackenzie Brown for Lisa Unruh and coach. Warm and well-meaning congratulations despite going out. And we do get a little glimpse of the new tattoo Mackenzie Brown has got after the Olympic Games. Unconventional Olympic rings. So there we have it. Our quarterfinal is done, and we will have an all-German semi-final at the bottom of the draw. It was a solid start to that final set from Unruh. She wasn't expecting the measure, but it was required. But that arrow there wouldn't really have made a difference though, and that's what the two concluded. And there's the smile of sweet success. Lisa Unruh through to the semi-finals, where she is going to face her teammate and compatriot Michelle Crotton. In the other semi-final, it'll be Deepika Kumari of India and Elena Osipova of the Russian Archery Federation. Those semi-finals coming up very soon.
Turkish Airlines, the official airline of World Archery. Fighters, PSE, Hoyt, and Diesel. As we get ready for the semi-final matches now, please welcome the coaches and judges who will be playing for the first Recurve women's semi-final match.
Well, we're down to 4 here in a slightly damp setting in Yankton, South Dakota. Deepika Kumari coming through the top of the order against Gombaeva to make it into the semi-finals, and she'll face Elena Osipova of the Russian Archery Federation, who beat Anna Vasquez. It's an all-German semi-final at the bottom of the draw. Krotten beating Kaufhold of the USA, Unruh beating Brown of the USA. No more local interest here. We turn our attention to semi-final number 1. Recurve women's competition here at the 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup final, where India face the Russian Archery Federation.
Shooting on target number 1, representing India, this is Deepika Kumari. Shooting on target number 2, representing Russia, Elena Osipova.
Well, here we go for our semi-finals. Deepika Kumari has been a silver medal winner at this competition in 2011, 12, 13 and 15. Picked up the bronze in 2018. Has never been on the top step of the podium. Russia, well, they've had 2 former medalists here. Natalia Erdenieva got the bronze in 2007. More recently, Ksenia Pereva got a silver in 2017. So Osipova looking to become the 3rd Russian to make it onto the podium at this competition. Start of the first set, and it's Deepika Kumari to get us underway.
Lovely timing from Osipova. Looking more relaxed.
Yeah, out of Kumari's hands now. This first set. Longer hold. Very long hold. With a 9 and a 27. So, a 9 here is enough for the first 2 set points for Osipova. And she gets a 10, a solid start from the Russian Archery Federation athlete to go 2-0 up. And as you say, Nikki, looking very solid indeed.
Yeah, she is. She looks in control, doesn't she? The timing of those shots is consistent throughout, which is really important in recurve archery. So, you know, the time that she's coming into her anchor position until then she releases. So, real good consistency on that. Always moving. Where Kamari, that we saw that much longer hold, particularly on that last arrow, just showing perhaps a little bit of nerves, unable to keep it moving and get through the clicker.
See how strong Osipova is, finishing with that 29 in the first set, taking the first 2 set points. But the beauty of the set system in recurve archery is Kamari can strike back straight away in the next 3 arrows. She'll shoot first in the second set.
Going left for a right-handed archer, possibly release error. The interesting thing of note with Kamari is the amount of string contact she's got on her chest. You can see the plastic on her chest guard. The first thing that happens when you release that bowstring as a recurve is it starts its S bend, and that first bend is inward towards you. So she's got to be having some effect on her arrow flight. Sip of a little bit of contact, but nowhere near as much.
Certainly working out better for the Russian, on for a perfect here, and again out of Kamari's hands. Seven for a 4-0 lead. Didn't look happy, but she got a 9, and that was more than enough. Another 29 for her, and Elena Osipova is in the wonderful position of being 4-0 up after just 2 sets. And there's the possibility of finishing this one off in 3. But as we've seen before, Nikki, a 4-0 lead sometimes comes with, well, I don't want to call it choking, but nervy moments in the third.
Yeah, a bit of added pressure, expectation, maybe your brain thinking about, oh, we've got a chance to win here and, you know, get out of here 6-0. So see a lot of archers just stumble a little bit at that hurdle. Let's see if she can be the first today to get all the way through.
Yep, no one else has done it. We are ready for this third set. Kamari trailing by 4 set points to 0, shoots first in the third.
Timing has been impeccable. Consistency between each shot, not staying long at full draw, just getting the shot moving. Longer hold again from Kamari. So much harder to hold that bow still. The more longer you hold it, the more the shaking, the nerves, the brain all starts to work.
Well, Kamari could really do with a 10 here. She gets it. 28's her best score so far. Can be matched, but it does mean that Kamari's forced this one into at least a 4th set. And it is a 10 for Osipova, so the points are shared in the third. Kamari on the board, but still 4 behind at 5-1. Signs of some improvement there from Kamari.
Yeah, it was a much better end for her. She's still having these differences, isn't she, with the hold, sometimes holding much longer. She's just got to keep that shot moving. You know, when she shoots her best, the timing is good. I think we saw, you know, even though she walked away from that last World Cup with the 3 gold medals, I remember her struggling a little bit with the timing there as well. So something I think she's battling with, and I'm sure she's aware she just needs to keep that moving as much as possible.
Nothing in particularly bad from Osipova though in that set. Just a better Kumari and sharing the points, but it does mean that she'll shoot second, the Russian, and all she has to do is match Kumari. Start of the fourth, Kumari needs to bag all the points here to stay in the competition.
Good, good, very good. Period.
Quite a big difference in Osipova's grip. You can see here, built up. We call that high grip with some putty. Kumari shooting a fairly simple wooden grip. Standard height.
First chance for Kumari to bag the points here. Needs a 10. It's a 9 for a 28, so door open for a place in the gold medal match. Elena Osipova needs a 10. She gets the 10 she needs. She was extended to a fourth set there, but does it in the end. 6 points to 2, and Elena Osipova will be going for gold here in Yankton. Warm congratulations from Dakota Kumari, but really wasn't at the races in that semi-final.
No, fantastic shooting from Osipova. 29, 29, 28, 28. Consistency in her shooting reflected the consistency, you know, at her end as well. Great timing throughout and well-deserved win.
When we take a look back over this match, our last set, well, there were chances for Kumari to put the set to bed and extend it to a 5th, but she threw up a 9 instead of a 10 with her last arrow, and a 10 was required for Osipova to make it through to the gold medal match. And that was the shot that did it and confirmed her place in the final and a chance for gold. Now it's time for the all-German semi-final here in Yankton. World number 11 up against world number 14. Contest between athletes from the same country can be the trickiest of the lot. Semi-final number 2, Germany versus Germany. Well, here we go. Semi-final number 2, and the Germans will have 1 athlete in the gold medal match and 1 athlete in the bronze medal match. Interesting place for the team officials to be in, but sometimes they are the trickiest of contests, aren't they, against the teammate, especially at the latter end.
Yeah, Germany have entered only with the one coach who stood in the middle and I think was told by the judge she needs to pick a box.
Well, with the one coach in the box there to provide support for both athletes, it will be Unruh to shoot first against her teammate, Michelle Croppen.
So we saw the nerves of Croppen in the quarter-final. It'd be interesting to see if she can keep a lid on those throughout the semi. Both archers both going to the right, making adjustments. Can't see much wind or problem within the venue.
No, it's been very steady here so far today, and that puts that one to bed. A 27, strange way to get there, but it's enough for Unruh to steal the first 2 set points. Well, it was out of reach for Croppen. She put in a 9 to finish things off. Those nerves don't look to be there right at this very moment in time, but could be only a matter of time.
Well, they built and built, didn't they, in the quarter-final? Not too bad to start with, and she took the lead, and then when her brain realised what was happening, they crept in, so it'll be interesting to see what happens throughout the match. I think her coach played a big role in that quarter-final as well, sort of calming her between ends, and you know, coach has chosen to stand behind the more experienced Lisa Unruh. Interesting decision.
Well, as you say, you had to pick a box, and she had to pick a box, and the situation here is one where it appears that the German coach is going to be coaching both athletes from one box because they have to do that. Hasn't moved. Obviously got the scope and the equipment. Can't move that around easily. Start of the second. Croppen trailing. We'll shoot first.
Still making that error to the right. You can see a string from Lisa Unruh's bow on the front there. That helps with any wind as an indication. Can't see any wind at all. Again, Croppen taking that extra time just to breathe.
Well, not in her own hands anymore. Goes high into the 8, so massive opportunity here. It's more than enough. The 28 from Unruh sees her go 4-0 up. She's in control of this one, Nikki.
Yeah, she really is. I mean, Lisa's a very experienced archer. She's been out there on the circuit for many years, picking up that bronze medal in Rio individually, and they won as a team as well in Tokyo, didn't they? A medal as well. So, you know, years of experience. I'm really surprised the coach has decided to stand behind Lisa, who perhaps she knows better and has worked more with, but Croppen really starting to feel the nerves again and kind of needs some support of her own.
Well, this is the issue when you get two athletes to the latter stages of a competition. They go up against each other. You can't divide yourself in two as a coach. And there's signs of Cropland trying a bit of self-therapy with a bit of smiling and laughing, trying to keep herself in the right frame of mind. But Unru, well, she's in a frame of mind to come here and try and win this. She leads 4 set points to 0. Cropland shooting first in the third set.
See from that shot, Cropland not really starting her shot process until 15 seconds was on the clock, so I think she's just trying to put herself under that little bit more pressure to commit to it. Uncharacteristic, needs a drop in low.
So, big chance now. 7 puts this one to bed and puts Cropland on the scoreboard. That's 9. By far her best shooting in the match. Well, things being stretched out here by Cropland, who has taken this set. She's on the scoreboard. And that is the empty box on Cropland's side. And there's the smile of someone who's found the middle of the target. She still seems keen and hungry for this. She's stretching it out. The 7 there, a curious one from Unru at the beginning of the set, but things just got better and better. Doesn't look like that from that facial expression. The one thing for sure with this all-German semi-final is that we are guaranteed the first ever German medal at this competition, because one of them has to, at the very minimum, get a silver medal.
Again, Cropland just taking her time to get set up, wasting a bit of time in the beginning of her 20 seconds.
Gets a 10 to start the 4th end that she's managed to fight her way to.
And waiting, deep breath, trying to calm the nerves. Starting to look, although there are nerves, a little bit more relaxed.
Well, Cropland can put this one to bed with a 10 if she can control those nerves. And the coach calling for the 10 there. It's gone into the 9, so 28 on the board. It's gettable by Unru. She does need a 10. Hasn't had one of those. 2 arrows. Not enough. So 4-4. That's not the way things looked 6 arrows ago at all. How things change. We go into a 5th set. Nikki, got any thoughts on who might take this one?
Oh, it's so hard to say. I think, you know, the story of Cropland is really, can she control those nerves? And she went 4-0 down, so nervous in those first 2 sets. And I think she finally thought, you know what, I can just calm down now. It's, you know, there's nothing to lose here. She's come back with 2 great sets. So, you know, can she hold her nerve? Can she get to that 3rd arrow of this set and, you know, maintain her form? That's the question.
Well, it certainly will be nervy in this final set. You get the look of, oh, shocks, I should have done that. Fifth and final regulation set here in this very tense all-German semi-final. Lisa Unruh to shoot first, pops it in the 10, and that's what she needs to put a bit of pressure on her compatriot, Michelle Kroppen.
It's a good start from her, a little bit of shaking, but she kept her form and kept her timing. Bit of a reset again. Definitely more nerves creeping in, pushing her out to the 8.
So, can Unruh do it right now? She pulled that one across, but it is in the 10, and that is enough for Unruh after a wobble in sets 3 and 4. She's done enough to take the points here and make it through to the gold medal match. Kroppen will release her final arrow. And a very relaxed finish in the end for a 9, but a 6-4 win for Lisa Unruh. It was a very nervy one in the end, but Unruh has done enough to make it through to the gold medal match. And she is going to face Elena Osipova, who took out Dakota Kumari. Kumari will face Kroppen for the bronze medal next, though. When we take a look back over that, it looked that Kroppen had actually sort of bagged those nerves up in the early stages, but she got sort of run over by a mighty Unruh, and then she just managed to crawl her way back into the competition to take it to that 5th end, but then those nerves came back again. It's a bit of a problem for her, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's something she's going to recognise and go away this winter, and you know, I think she really needs to go and work on her mental game. She's obviously got a great shot there. She's been successful, but she's got to be able to manage this better under these conditions.
Well, not long to wait. She's going to be back out for bronze very, very soon, and then we will have the gold medal match between Osipova and Unruh. Well, it's time for the medals here in Yankton, South Dakota. We saw Kumari and Osipova go head-to-head, the Russian making it through to the final, At the bottom of the draw, the all-German semi-final saw Unruh go through for gold. So first up, it's Kroppen versus Kumari for the bronze medal. Time for the Recurve Women's Bronze Medal match here at the Yankton 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup Final. And it's a matter of Germany versus India.
Shooting for the bronze medal on target number 1, representing Germany, Recurve. Shooting for the bronze medal on target number 2, representing India, Kumari.
Well, fascinating lineup here. Deepika Kumari, the world number 4, going up against, sorry, world number 2 going up against the world number 14, Michelle Kroppen of Germany. Now, Kumari has 5 medals at this competition, 4 silver and 1 bronze. She had a chance to go for gold here, didn't quite make it, but can add to her 5 medals. No German female recurver has made it to the podium here at the Archery World Cup Final. Let's see if Kroppen can make history and become the first. She's got a battle with her nerves, and she's got a battle with Deepika Kumari, who's going to get us underway.
Very long hold, first shot from Kroppen. Kumari walked down the line a little bit after her first shot, interestingly. Maybe she didn't feel quite in line with the target, but that cross on the shooting line should be the centre.
Well, what a start, and that's what she needed, isn't it? To settle those nerves down right at the beginning. A perfect from her.
Yeah, she really did need that as a confidence booster. She's smiling, happy. You know, we haven't seen that much from her so far. So many nerves she's under, but hey, I think maybe the first match of the day is the hardest one here to try and get into that final 4. And you know, she's made the bronze medal match, great achievement. Maybe she can settle now and show us what she can do just like that.
Yeah, incredible. A good shot there as well. Thank you, Mr. Cameraman. Getting a really good view of how close those arrows are with some reference from the agent's hand. It wasn't bad from Kumari.
No, it's a fairly good start. You know, she looked fairly comfortable. Her husband behind her, Tanu Das, in her box. So, you know, some comforting words from him as well to help her through those shots. But she's got to get herself right back into this now.
Sure has.
Here in Yankton, South Dakota, United States of America. Set number 2, bronze medal fight.
Brilliant start from Kroppen. Kumari trailing. We are only going into the second set now.
Coach is counting down 10. Got 20 seconds to shoot their arrows. Better timing from Kumari. Nice shot. You see her hold on quite a lot at the moment.
could do with a definite 10. We'll have a measure here. He has got that definite 10 now. This is a provisional 28 for Kamari. Could get marked up to a 29. So a 10 from Croppen, and she's definitely 4-0 up. Oh, 2 perfects in a row. I mean, you just can't predict this sport at all. She had the jitters through her quarter-final match, the jitters through her semi-final match, and she's come out a completely different athlete for the bronze medal match, where really it's the first one where there is actually something at stake.
Well, you say that, but you've got to be in it to win it. You know, if you don't win your quarter-final, you don't make the podium at all. And maybe, you know, mentally she's achieved what she came here for, to make that final 4. And she just looks more settled, doesn't she? So, you know, the 2 matches she's already had here, she's got that experience, and wow, looking so much more relaxed.
Oh, I'd love to know what the conversation is between coach and athlete. So important in sport to have a good relationship between coach and athlete. I wonder if the coach has said to her, look, with all those nerves and all that tension, you're that good. You still made it to the bronze medal match. It's time for you to take a little bit of a relax and settle yourself into it. Michelle Croppen, 4-0 up. Well, let's not write off Dakota Kamari too early. We go into the 3rd set, and she's got a look of determination on her face. And she will shoot first.
Look back to her husband in the box, a knowing nod. See a big correction of that front arm. She knew that shot wasn't quite right. Look good, looks solid.
Kamari needs drop points here. From Croppen. Another one that she doesn't look happy about, but she's got it on the line. This time over-correcting and trying to swing back the other way. So, 28 put down. Well, she needs a 10 to take the last set. She needs a 10 to take this set and the bronze medal. Can Michelle Croppen do it? Not quite. Not quite. A 28 for her. Levels up on scores with Dakota Kamari for a 5-1 scoreline. Just 1 needed from the German, and she will shoot second. Well, not bad shooting at all from Michelle Croppen, but interestingly, Dakota Kamari has started just to show a little bit more. You mentioned about the timing looking a little bit better.
Yeah, you know, the better shots are the ones where she's not stuck at full draw for that length of time. So, and she looked more solid through that end. Perhaps just calmed her nerves a little bit as well. She's got to stick with those 10s. She's got to put the pressure onto Croppen. If she can do that, we know Croppen might make a mistake. So this end is crucial. She has to score 2 points out of this set. She can't afford to tie it. She's got to go out there for lots of 10s.
Not quite there yet. We go into the 4th. Dakota Kamari of India trailing 5-1 will shoot first. She needs a good start to put some pressure on the German.
I've seen the nerves of Croppen get worse as the tournament goes on, but she's maintaining it fairly well again here.
So 10 putting pressure on. A good response from Croppen doing the job she needs to do here. So pressure back on Kamari. Needs a big arrow again. Into the 9 for a 28. So a bronze medal with a 9 or more for Michelle Kruppen. And she's put it into the 8. And this match goes on to a 5th set. Kruppen's had a chance on 2 occasions now to close it out and hasn't quite done it. We will go into the 5th. Well, are we starting to see the nerves return?
Absolutely we are. I mean, even that second shot from Kruppen, you know, it was full of nerves. It was a longer hold. There was shaking. I think she was as surprised as anyone that it actually landed in the 10. She got away with it, but really showing on that third one with that 8, which, yeah, a moment where she could have sealed the deal. Just got away from her.
Well, she's able to smile about that. That was a big opportunity for Michelle Kruppen. She's going to have to face another set against Deepika Kumari. Kumari still trailing, will shoot first. She needs all the points again, the Indian. 5-3 down. Can she do it in the 5th and draw level to force a shoot off?
She looks solid. A longer hold though again, but straight into the 10. That was better from Kruppen. She didn't hang around. Didn't see so many of the nerves. A bit unlucky, I think. Good timing again.
So now Kumari has the chance in her own hands to stretch this to a shoot off. Needs a 10. That's right on the line. It's marked as an 8 for a measure. So a 10 will be enough for the win, and she gets a 9 for a 27. Okay, so as things stand, they share the points, and it's 6-4 for Kruppen, but let's not count our chickens here. That was an exceptionally close one to the 9 line there. Nikki, thoughts?
I thought it was in, to be honest with you, so let's see what the judges say, but I think that 8's going to get marked up to a 9.
We shall see.
Yep, it does. We're into a tie.
So 28 plays 27. Curious end to this match. Kruppen was 4-0 up. She shared the points with Kumari in the 3rd, and then Kumari has snatched the last 2 sets. And Kruppen had chances in both to close out the match for the bronze medal. We go to the shoot-off, and the target faces are being replaced. We will have new target faces, and it is all about one arrow, the closest to the center of the target. I'm looking at this and I'm going, well, you'd favour Kumari given what's happened, but you would have fancied her at the beginning of the match as well. It's really about this athlete here. Who's going to come to the shooting line? Is it going to be the sort of relaxed, fast shooting Michelle Kruppen, or is it going to be the nervy, jumpy, jittery, hold at full draw for 5 or 6 seconds longer than she needs to? I think it's very dependent on that. I think Kumari's going to put down a good arrow here. She's got more experience in this situation.
Yeah, it's all on Kruppen, I think, really, and she knows it. So can she handle the pressure or not? So much at stake to get your feet on that podium or not.
We're about to find out who is going to take bronze. It's come down to a single arrow shoot-off. Deepika Kumari versus Michelle Kroppen. And the Indian is going to put down the first arrow. Oh my word. All the way out into the 6. That's the first time we've seen that in the match. This is here for the taking for the German. And she makes history with a 9 in a shoot-off to become the first German woman ever to get an Archery World Cup final medal here in Yankton. And I think that was a bust. Cheers, coach. Thanks for getting me through this. Heartbreak for Deepika Kumari. A very strange arrow. I think even she was surprised to see that, as we get confirmation from the target judge that Kroppen is the first German to ever make it to the podium at this particular tournament. Well, I'm at a loss for words. That arrow from Kumari was, well, did you see anything in particular with that?
Nothing that was unusual. It looked like a fairly good, strong, solid shot. You know, just before the shoot-off, she spoke with Atana Das, and you know they made a decision to move her sight. She went and did that whilst we were waiting, and you know, was that too much? I mean, she was shocked by that result. Kroppen didn't have much to do. There wasn't pressure on her shoulders.
Well, not many times you only have a 6 to beat in a shoot-off, but Kroppen did enough, and it has taken the bronze. We'll see her on the podium very shortly, but coming up next is the gold medal match.
Please welcome the athletes onto the field of play for the Recurve women's final gold medal match.
Time now for the last match at the season finale here in Yankton of the 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup final. It's the Recurve women's gold medal match.
On target, number 1, representing Germany, 2016 Olympic silver medalist Lisa Unruh. Shooting on target, number 2, representing Russia, 2020 Olympic silver medalist Elena Osipova.
World number 4, Elena Osipova, is 28 years old, from the Russian Archery Federation, taking on the 33-year-old world number 11, Lisa Unruh from Germany. This is a big one for both of these athletes. No German, no Russian have won this title, so we are going to have history made here in Yankton. Time to go for gold. Lisa Unruh on target number 1 goes up against Elena Osipova on target number 2, and it will be the Russian who will start things off.
Both archers going out to the right. Can't see any wind. Look at those flags behind them.
Well, one of the mics on the field of play is picking up a little bit of a gust. I wonder where that is. Unruh has responded better with a 10. So finishing with a 28. 27, I should say. Unruh finishing with a 10 and a 28. That's a good bit of prediction from the scorekeeper there. Taking the first set here, 2 set points. Now you said that you couldn't see any wind, and I agree, we can't really see any, but that microphone is just giving away a little bit. We don't know where it is on the field of play, but there is definitely a bit of a gust every now and again.
Yeah, I mean, if the wind is further down range and they can't feel it, then sometimes, you know, you aim for the middle and your arrow 70 metres down the range is getting blown off a little bit. But even those little flags on top of the targets, I mean, they're quite light and they do tend to pick up any kind of movement, and they've remained pretty still as well. So you're using that bit of string on the front of her long rod is just a bit of an age. You can look down, just see if there's anything going on at all.
Well, the rain stopped. Can't quite decide if the wind is playing a factor. But Unruh is leading at this gold medal match, 2 set points to 0.
Tiny little bit of movement on that string on the front of this bow.
Dropping off into the 8. Leaves the door open again. Unruh has been capitalising in the main. Gets a 1-point advantage. It's just what she needed. A 27 and a 10. This puts a bit of more pressure on Lisa Unruh. 2-9 so far. A 10 will see her go 4-0 up. And she gets the 10. 1 arrow left, 1 arrow right. Often leads to one sitting in the middle. And it's another 28-27 set. But it's a 4-0 lead now for Lisa Unruh.
Just checking over those arrows. One came back, turned around. I think that was the first end those arrows coming back from, where she shot an 8 and 2 10s. So the agent has put one upside down to bring them back, just so she can establish if there was any issue with that particular arrow. That string at the front of the bow, just giving a little indication, a little bit of a breeze. Don't think so far anyone that's gone 4-0 up has managed to finish the job.
Well, not in the third set, that's for sure. We do go into that third set, and it is Elena Osipova 4-0 down. She's going to shoot first. She's got to get herself back into this with some big scores, put pressure on her opponent.
Unlucky with that again, similar to the previous arrow.
A little bit cross with that one. Osipova could do with a 10 here. Gets it, an X as well for a 28, her best score so far. Pressure on Unruh to get a 10 to share the points. Anything less and Osipova is back in the game. She's gone over the other side for a 27 of her own. Osipova is back in this one. Well, 2 27s from the Russian. Unruh that time hitting a 27, having shot 28s in the 2 previous sets. Osipova getting 28 in the third. Anything that you can see that's different? I mean, I can't see anything too different. It's just aiming in the right place, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, these two are so consistent in their timing and their follow-throughs as well. Really, really good form between them. And yeah, we can't see too many changes. I just wonder if there's a tiniest little breeze, which, you know, would that be enough to... I mean, certainly the arrows Osipova's just missing out on, which are just millimetres from the 10. I mean, that could make the difference there, but not much in it.
So we go into the fourth set. Elena Osipova has brought herself back into the match, but still trails 4 set points to 2, and we'll get the fourth underway. Oh, gold medal match, and perhaps the nerves getting to Unruh. It's 4-0 up. She's making a tiny adjustment now. Osipova here doing enough to keep herself in the game, and that 10 is a real pressure shot. Marked as a 9 for the measure, that second one. Beautiful 10 there, bodes well for her. 2 arrows in a row, it's so close to each other. And we don't know whether that 9 is going to remain a 9, so a 10 is required. And she's popped it into the 9, and that gives her 27. Provisionally could get marked up to a 28, but either way, not good enough to overtake the 29 put down by Osipova, and Osipova has drawn a level, having been 4-0 down, and forces a 5th set. Crucially, Nikki, 2 arrows in a row, second and third in that set, absolutely plumb in the target and right next to each other.
Yeah, she's looking really strong, isn't she, Osipova? She's got herself into this match now. I mean, there wasn't much of a shaky start, was it? 27-27, but 28-29, so she's got the momentum, she's got the confidence brimming, her shots are looking good, solid form, good timing. Let's see what happens.
Well, definitely getting your money's worth in this gold medal match, and that is the response you get when you come back from 4-0 down to lead 4-4 with 2 beautiful arrows right next to each other in the 10. Chance for Unruh not to close it out, but to steal one of the set points. Missed. Set number 5, Osipova shooting first. Now has the momentum with her, puts it into the 9 for the 4th time in a row at the beginning of a set. Same from Unruh.
So solid in form. Never stops moving, really good timing. Matched by Lisa.
So, we're all square. 1 arrow left in the regulation sets. Osipova puts the pressure on with a 10. So now Unruh, who led through the first and second sets, needs a 10 to keep herself in the gold run. Oh, what a brilliant end to this match. They've matched each other shot for shot on a 29 in the 5th. They share the points, and for the 2nd medal match in a row here in Yankton, we are going to have a shoot-off. This time, it's for the gold medal. Well, performance and a half from Elena Osipova bringing herself from 4-0 down to win the third and fourth sets. They're all square in the fifth. And we go to a shoot-off.
Is Lisa checking her heart rate there, or just having a rest with her hand into her neck? But I think the German coach here has probably had a heart attack herself. In the bronze medal match, Kroppen went 4-0 up to go all the way to a tie, which she won. Lisa Unruh exactly the same, 4-0 up into the tie. Can she do the same?
Oh, can she indeed? We'll take a look back over a brilliant fifth set, the best of the lot, to be fair. Both of them shooting so well. But it's not just what they were shooting, it's the pressure they faced in this fifth and final set, where everything could be won and lost on just the tiniest error at the shooting line. Such immense emotions to contain whilst going through the process. And happy Lisa Unruh for being able to live up to the expectations and put it into the 10 to force the shoot-off, having been in charge and in the lead for so long. Well, here we go. Time for the gold medal match shoot-off in the women's recurve between Elena Osipova, right here, who will shoot first, up against Lisa Unruh. One arrow to decide the gold medal here at the Hyundai Archery World Cup final. Into the 10, but room for improvement. Not much, but room. Oh, brilliant stuff there from Lisa Unruh. She has taken this in an exceptional gold medal match. The pressure was on her at the end after a brilliant comeback from Elena Osipova and a brilliant shot into the 10 in the shoot-off. But Unruh was not to be undone, and she's the first ever German woman to take the Hyundai Archery World Cup final recurve gold medal. I'm not sure she can quite believe it, but there is confirmation. What a brilliant match. I mean, we thought Lisa Unruh was going to do it in 9 arrows.
Yeah, she was leading all the way from the beginning, and to let that lead slip from 4-0 up to go to the tie. What a great 10 from Osipova, and even better 10 from Unruh.
Superb match right the way through as well. Osipova here, clean face, shooting into the 10. And look at this. Absolutely beautiful, and what a response and what a reaction. Oh, it's so good to be back, especially when you're going to be on top of the podium. Lisa Unruh is the champion here in Yankton. Well, brilliant stuff here for the compound and the recurve archers here in Yankton. The season finale, the recurve archers on display in the last day of the international season here in Yankton. Overlooked by a replica of the Mount Rushmore carving of the 4 US presidents. We're just on the border with Nebraska, which is over the other side of the river, the mighty Missouri. And the women's season effectively is over. Let's go and have a chat with the gold medalist.
Lisa, congratulations. First World Cup final champion title for you. And you went all the hard way until the shoot-off.
Ja, also super, ich bin total noch ganz im Fokus irgendwie und ich kann es gar nicht glauben und ich freue mich riesig, dass ich gerade hier gewonnen habe.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm still in the focus and I'm so happy that I won the World Cup final.
You weren't here for the World Championships and you made all the trip from Germany to just shoot this event. Was this the result expected?
ich habe eigentlich gar nichts erwartet. Ich wollte hier einfach nur alles genießen und tolle Schüsse machen und das habe ich gemacht und ja, es ist super.
I didn't expect anything at the beginning. I just wanted to enjoy it and make strong shots, and that I did, and in the end it paid off.
Olympic medal this year again for you with the team, and now title here at the World Cup final. What a season for you.
Ja, ich würde sagen, es ist ein super Saisonabschluss und ich hätte es mir gar nicht erträumen wollen. Aber ja, so ist es. Es war eine super Saison und jetzt bin ich froh, dass es in den Urlaub geht.
It's a great closure to the season. I didn't dreamt of it being so successful, and now, yeah, it was a great season, and now I'm happy to go into holidays.
Congratulations and enjoy collecting your medals.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
A well-deserved holiday, no doubt. Clearly, Lisa Unruh understands English. I think we'll forgive her for not responding in English. She responded in German, and it was Max Weckmuller, who was competing yesterday, who was there with the translations. Interesting stuff from her, having not competed at the World Championships, to come here and do that. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, really impressive. I mean, she's a great archer. She's been around for many years now, two-time Olympic medalist as well, and now she's finally got the crown of a World Cup final.
Yeah, so Germany had never had anyone on the podium at this Hyundai Archery World Cup finals, and now they've done it twice. Michelle Kroppen, the first woman to do it for Germany. Lisa Unruh, the first to collect the gold. Well, we go to the medal ceremonies now. The athletes coming out. Germany having never had on the podium before at this competition. Now have two.
World Cup trophy and checks will be presented by World Archery Secretary General Tom Dean. Gifts will be presented by Yankton School Superintendent Wayne Kendall. The Longines Watch will be presented by Longines Events Manager Christina Welling. Bronze medal, representing Germany, Michelle Kroppen.
Well, here with the bronze medal, Germany's first ever medal at this competition. It's Michelle Kroppen, battled with the nerves throughout, but receives a big fat check of 6,000 Swiss francs from Tom Dillon, the Secretary General of World Archery.
Silver medal, representing the Russian Federation, Elena Osipova.
Well, there aren't enough adjectives to describe what an incredible comeback it was from Elena Osipova in the gold medal match, to fight back from 4-0 down and force a shoot off, and then to shoot an incredible 10 just to be pipped at the post. It was a tremendous performance from her, and she has collected the silver medal here in Yankton.
Gold medal, representing Germany, Lisa Unruh.
Germany have history in the making today, as Lisa Unruh becomes the first ever recurve women's German champion of the Hyundai Archery World Cup. A whopping check to go along with that fantastic trophy. Brilliant stuff from her, and the cherry on the top. A nice Longines watch, courtesy of one of World Archery's sponsors. So now it's time to celebrate with her and her national anthem. take their well-earned rest now after a strange but long season. Podium was peaked by Lisa Unruh, who beat Elena Osipova to the gold medal. And the title here, Michelle Kroppen, the second German on the podium in bronze medal position. That's the last of the action for the women. Nikki, what a thrilling performance from the three in the final, especially that gold medal match. Here are the final rankings. Unruh from Osipova and Kroppen. Dakota Kumari not quite at it for her 6th Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals medal, but I'm sure she'll be back. And Nikki, highlight for the day, for this session I should say?
Well, it belongs to Lisa Unruh, doesn't it? And particularly that 10 in that gold medal match to win the gold medal, and to Germany as well for the first time to get their feet on the podium. We've got 2 Germans on the podium.
Brilliant stuff. Germany will be delighted. There is Dakota Kumari. As we look back at her, she qualified through the quarterfinals against Gombayova. Osipova became her semi-final opponent. Michelle Kroppen battled through some really nervy moments against Kaufhold, and her teammate Unruh came through the bottom against the other American, Mackenzie Brown. The 2 Germans making it through in the bottom half of the draw, but the first semi-final was between Kumari and Osipova, and the Russian was just too good in that semi-final. Unruh too good in the other semi-final against Kroppen, who suffered from nerves again. But Kroppen made it through. The bronze medal match was a horror for Kumari, throwing in a 6 in the shoot-off. Kroppen taking it with a 9, and then a brilliant performance from Osipova in the final to haul Unruh back in after going 4-0 down, forcing a shoot-off, and that was what took the title. Lisa Unruh, the 2021 Hyundai Archery World Cup Final Recurve champion for the women. That's it for this session. Come back later for the men.